We're always told that building good habits is all about willpower, right? Just grit your teeth and push through. But what if that's not even close to the full story? What if there's a hidden force, a deep biological program that literally makes you sabotage your own success? Well, today, we're diving deep into the blueprint of you to uncover why your identity, not your intention, is the real boss when it comes to your habit.
Okay, let's jump right in with this fascinating and honestly a kind of uncomfortable idea. The like you paradox. This is the reason why a habit that is objectively good for you can feel so fundamentally wrong to you. You know that feeling, right? That internal friction when you try to become a morning person, but every cell in your body is just screaming that you're an imposter? And this is the core of everything we're talking about today. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. Your brain's #1 job isn't to make you healthier or more successful. Its primary job is to keep you consistent with the person it already thinks you are. This one idea, it explains pretty much every act of self-sabotage you've ever experienced. It's not a character flaw, it's a design feature of your biology.
I mean, really think about it. That moment you walk into a fancy gym for the first time, or you start trying to meditate for 5 minutes a day, and that little voice pops into your head and goes, "Who are you kidding? This isn't you." That feeling of being a fraud, of just playing a part, that's not just in your head. It is a real biological signal, and it's the exact thing we are here to decode.
All right, so here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with that like you paradox. Then we're going to explore your brain's identity blueprint. We'll expose the predictable system of self-sabotage, understand why your brain is obsessed with consistency, and then, this is the good part, get into the practical tools for rewriting your inner code, which all leads up to our final powerful conclusion.
So, how does this battle actually play out inside our heads? Well, at the heart of this whole struggle is your brain's internal blueprint. It's this constant subconscious clash between what your brain has labeled as me and what it flags as not me. And this isn't about logic, it's about identity. Scientists actually have a name for this clash: self-concept incongruence. And this is where it gets super interesting. This blueprint actually lives in a specific part of your brain. It's called the medial prefrontal cortex, or MPFC for short. The best way to think about it is as the CEO of your personality. It holds the master file on who you are. I'm a night owl, I'm disorganized, I'm just not a healthy person. And that CEO's main job? Protect that identity at all costs. Of course, every CEO needs a security system, and that's where the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, or DACC, comes in. This is your brain's conflict alarm. The second you try to do something that violates the CEO's blueprint, like waking up at 5 a.m. when you're a night owl, the DACC starts blaring. It fires off a distress signal that screams, "Warning, identity violation in progress," and that's what creates that physical feeling of tension, of wrongness. So here's the bottom line, right? You've got this internal conflict. The CEO, your MPFC, has the official company policy. We are procrastinators. The moment you try a productive habit, the alarm, your DACC, detects this policy violation and sounds the alarm bells, creating what we call cognitive dissonance. This isn't you being lazy, this is your internal security team doing its job perfectly. Let's put it another way. Your brain doesn't see your new gym habit as a positive upgrade. No way. It sees it as a foreign invader, like a virus that's threatening the stable, predictable ecosystem of your identity. And what does any good system do when it detects a virus? It mobilizes all its resources to attack it, neutralize it, and get everything back to normal. And that brings us to something that's honestly kind of mind-blowing. Self-sabotage isn't random. It's not just a moment of weakness. It is a predictable biological loop designed to protect your identity. And the most shocking part, it actually rewards you for failing. Let's walk through this step by step. It's called the coherence correction loop. First, you attempt an imposter habit, something your old self would never do. Second, that DACC alarm goes off, creating a mismatched signal. Your brain is screaming that something is off. Third, you get that draining, awful fraudulence feeling. The task feels exhausting because you're literally fighting your own biology. Fourth, to resolve this painful feeling, your brain engineers an act of identity sabotage. You forget to go to the gym, you eat the junk food. And finally, the fifth and most important step, the I knew it reward. Your brain gets a chemical hit of relief, of coherence, because your actions and your identity are finally back in sync. And that right there is the whole secret. When you slip up and go back to your old ways, your brain doesn't see it as a failure. It sees it as a success in restoring internal consistency. That feeling of relief you get when you give in,
That's not weakness. That's the feeling of your brain's CEO and security system sighing in relief. The alarm is off, the identity is safe. Your brain just got a reward for keeping you exactly the same. So why? Why is the brain so obsessed with consistency, even when it's a negative, self-limiting kind of consistency? Well, the answer goes way back to our evolutionary drive for one thing: predictability. Growth is uncertain. The familiar you, even with all your flaws, is a known quantity. And to your brain, known is always safer than unknown. Scientists have a name for this: identity homeostasis. But really, all it means is that your brain is a prediction machine. It survived for thousands of years by being really good at predicting what would happen next. A stable identity, even a bad one, is predictable. From a pure survival standpoint, being unhappy but familiar is way safer than being successful but strange. A threat to your identity is a bigger deal than a bad habit. And here's the neurological chain of command. Your habits, which get automated in a part of the brain called the basal ganglia, well, they aren't in charge. They're just the employees down in the habit department. They take their orders directly from the identity CEO, the MPFC. So you can try to force a new procedure on the employees with willpower, but if the CEO's directive is, "We are smokers," you can bet the department will eventually follow that order. Okay, so we get the problem. We see the biology behind it. The big question is, what do we do about it? We can't just fight this system head-on with brute force. We have to be smarter. We have to work with it. We have to stop trying to change our behavior and start upgrading our identity. And this process is called identity iteration. So I've got a toolkit for you. 4 practical tools for rewriting that inner code. And these aren't just motivational fluff. They are targeted strategies designed to give your brain CEO a whole new set of instructions. We've got a linguistic hack, a method for collecting evidence, a way to audit your old self, and a strategy for being more flexible in how you think about who you are. First up, the I am linguistic hack. You've got to understand, language is basically the programming code for your brain. When you say I'm trying, you're explicitly telling your brain CEO that your current identity is not that of an organized person. You're just reinforcing the conflict. But when you declare I am an organized person, you hand the CEO a new official identity. Now, when you do something organized, it's not a conflict. It's proof that you're being yourself. Second, you need to collect identity evidence. Look, your self-image isn't built on one big grand gesture. It's built on a mountain of tiny proofs. Every single time you do something, no matter how small, that aligns with the person you want to be, you are casting a vote for that version of yourself. Choose a healthy snack, that's one vote for I'm a healthy person. Go for a 10-minute walk, that's another vote. Your job is to just win the election one tiny vote at a time. Okay, number 3, the identity audit. And this takes some real honesty. You have to ask yourself, what old story am I clinging to? Sometimes we unconsciously protect an old identity because it served us in the past. Being the underdog or the rebel might have felt safe or even cool, but now it's holding you back. You have to name it to tame it, acknowledge it, thank it for what it did, and then consciously decide to let it go. And once you've done that, you can use our 4th and final tool, cognitive complexity. This is about moving past black and white thinking. Instead of I am a procrastinator, you create a more nuanced story. I'm a focused person who sometimes struggles with hard tasks, but I have strategies to deal with that. See the difference? That complexity gives you flexibility. It's not a betrayal of who you are, it's an expansion. So all of this, it all builds up to one final, really powerful idea. We are obsessed with setting goals, but we're looking in completely the wrong place. Goals are just temporary outcomes. Your identity, that's the system that produces those outcomes, day in and day out. If you remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. You can have a goal to run a marathon, but if your deep down identity is, I'm not an athlete, you will always fall back to that baseline. Your self-image is like the thermostat that regulates your behavior. You just can't outperform your own definition of yourself for very long. The only way to create lasting change is to change the thermostat setting itself. So, I'll leave you with this. The real question isn't what do you want to achieve? The question is, who are you choosing to become? Every action you take is a vote. Every thought you have is a brushstroke on the blueprint of you. The power to change isn't in your willpower, it's in your perception. It's in the courageous choice to let go of the old you to make room for the new one. And that choice is entirely yours.